PCSRA presents the 10-year celebration of this amazing channel. We come to you live from Talladega, Alabama, getting set for the 300 miles these 37 drivers are about to experience, unlike any other here today. I'm Sonic the Blue Hedgehog, ready to call today's race here in the awesome booth of awesomeness. Senor Sean Art is on the pole position for today's race, alongside, and I'm going to make sure to pronounce this name right. It's Parub Sherbastava. If I said it right, I do. If I said it right, let me know. If I said it wrong, I do apologize. I'm still trying to learn Hindu and yada, yada, yada. Road 2, the two Aussies of Zachary Fitzwater and Annie Thomas, and completing the top 5 is our favorite friend, Maximilian Chilton. Command has already been given. These drivers are ready to roll up behind the Chevy Corvette, the Chevy Camaro pace car, I'm sorry. And here we go. The cars are now rolling off. They are taking the 1 to go signal, and we're going to go green flag racing shortly. Now the calm before the storm. Talladega, one of our favorite super speedways. This is a 2.66 mile track. These drivers will go 113 laps to make up the 300 miles here this afternoon. Pit road speed 55. We should see some green flag pit stops as you look at the starting grid. There's also the grid over here to your right if you don't know where you guys started. And the fuel window, 59 laps. Of course, they're on GNS physics, so they can go a little bit further on fuel. I can hear the Sweet Home Alabama song playing right about now. The cars now roll into turn number 3. And now these 37 drivers ready to get to work. Of course, they're rolling into 3 and 4. The sun is out, which is nice. The car's rounding off turn number 4. They're going to come into the tri-oval, where unlike at Daytona, the start-finish line is not in the middle of the tri-oval, as the pace car is off. All right, boys and girls, here we are at Talladega, ready to go racing. Can I get a good old Sweet Home Alabama? Yeah! We love you, Amy! We're racing, and somebody already has a problem right out of the gate. Todd Montgomery in trouble. Well, actually, that's my TCB impression, Steven. That's my TCB impression. Todd Montgomery apparently has a problem as he went down below the yellow line. Of course, these cars cannot go below the yellow line to advance their position, but looks like Todd apparently had a puncture or something. But since he crossed the start-finish line, we are good to go. And looks like the one car of Sherbastava will lead the first lap. Of course, he is a teammate. That's teammates, the 1 and the 7. Now a very long 300 miles. I see the pack is broken up. Oh, Cody Smart's blown up. So Todd Montgomery and Cody Smart have had troubles, and we've already lost the car, not even completed the first lap. What a shame for Cody Smart. You look forward to the special event and you're out of the race on the first lap. What a disappointment. And the 98's out of the race. The gearbox went kaboom. So we've already lost 2 cars and we haven't even completed the second lap of this race. Well, Cody Smart's going to go have a popsicle or something. That's a shame for Cody. Of course, he is celebrating because now he is... Well, Todd Montgomery is now the reverse winner. But look at what it did. This is a 2-pack event. There is 22 cars in this lead pack. The second pack is led by Lauren Ekstrom in the 00. Here comes, that's one of the Colleague Racing cars. That is the number 16. If I can find who that is J.R. Smith, who has just taken the lead. This is the first start for a number of these drivers that have never raced on this channel before. Especially J.R. Smith. I've never heard of J.R. Smith before. I've heard in the runoffs J.R. Osborne, as they are 4 wide. Of course, there is plenty of room for 4 wide. The problem is leaning is going to be the issue. But now the 08 has taken the lead. That's Dylan Cunningham. That's Sandy Wexler in the 2. I've never heard of Sandy Wexler before. This is a first time for her, seeing her on this channel. Right behind her, Jesse Art, who runs in the Foster Series for Trackhouse Racing. So already we've lost 2 cars right out of the bat. So Cody Smart and Todd Montgomery are now the 2 drivers out of the race due to mechanical failures. That's a shame for them. They are both in the garage and out of the race. Their chances of winning this race, done. Not even completing the first lap. That is a tough, tough break. Right behind Jesse, John Hoggard, driving for Jordan Anderson Racing. Of course, Jesse Art's driving for Richard Childress Racing. There's our favorite French driver, Lucien Bianchi. We know him as far as the Oreo Cup Series is concerned. Of course, he picked up his first career win before I had to end the season very early. And that is one of the Colleague cars in the 10. That is Bruce Wilson, who's also making his first start. A number of these drivers are making their first start on this channel. Servastova, Smith, Harmon in the 78, Josh Harmon in the 78, Skylar Taylor in the 45, Sandy Wexler, Hoggard, Matthews, Dylan Matthews, who's, by the way, in this lead pack in the 28. Who's that on the inside? There's Dylan, making his first start on this channel. Let's see. Chaz Farmer, we know, an ex-Red Bull GT Series driver in DRL competition. Hi, one person in the chat. First time I've ever had Dylan Matthews on this channel. Of course, we're happy to have him aboard, as well as all these new people. Sam Bright, also a new person, making his first start. A lot of drivers making their first starts on this channel. There's Maximilian Chilton. Of course, Maximilian has been working with XCI Racing over in the Foster Series. When we get to the playoffs, he's going to be replacing Michael Mickenturf for the remainder of the season because Michael Mickenturf is currently in the hospital as we speak, and we do not have a medical condition on him. So that is why he will be in the 00, Maximilian, that is. I noticed Lauren Ekstrom has reeled in this lead pack. And Kyle Langland. Who's that behind Langland? That was Monica Towns. That second pack has now reeled in this lead pack. And now we got all the, or majority of the cars in that lead pack. Maddie Crenshaw pushing Monica Towns. Here's a novel concept. Monica Towns is being pushed by the right. She's in the Buffalo Wild Wings series, the number 13. That's ironic. There's Mark Underhill, Courtney Lynn, Prudence Martindale for Alpha Prime Racing. That's Michael Brown. Daniel Voiles is back there. His teammate David Heller. The 19, that's Chaz Farmer, former winner in the Red Bull GT Series in DRL competition. Frank Underhill looks like Brenda Eveling's about to lose the draft. As Dylan Matthews continues to pace the field, as we are still under the green flag conditions. Of course, all of these cars are 40 by 60, so I made sure the ratings are the same to make sure everybody is on a even playing field. This is, I believe, the 2006 version of Talladega. This is the one where they repaved the track. And Annie Thomas is going by Dylan Matthews. By the way, those are teammates at Ryan Sieg Racing, Dylan Matthews and Annie Thomas. Of course, I mentioned Dylan Matthews, his first start on this channel. Annie Thomas is a former Monster Energy Series champion. And that's Dylan Cunningham in the 08. Being pushed by Ekstrom. Of course, we have 3 Australians in the field. Thomas, Ekstrom, and Fitzwater. As the 00 and the 08. Of course, the 08's out of SS Greenlight Racing. The 00 is out of Stuart Haas Racing. So Lauren Ekstrom's teammate, that would be the 98 of Todd Montgomery, who started 11th, is already out of the race. So I'd be a bit concerned if I was the 00 right about now, knowing that your teammate's out of the race due to a broken gearbox. And I would probably say the same for Jared Underhill, since his teammate Cody Smart's out of the race. And of course, they are teammates at Emberling Gase Racing. Drivers just taking it easy. Of course, we don't need to be aggressive. Oh, I take that back. They're about to be aggressive there. Oh, and around they go. Courtney Lynn is around. Oh, the big one. Oh, no. Courtney Lynn is around. Jesse Art might have got a piece of it. Sam Bright is involved. Zachary Fitzwater. Hate to see this early in the race. Prudence Martindale's involved. Zachary Taylor, caution is out. Dylan Cunningham. Sean Art, I don't know if he's gotten involved. Hi, Ormy. I think Ormy got through. I don't know how bad the damage is on his car. And our first incident of the day is out. Let's make sure these drivers learn to slow down. Okay, they are slowing down. Lauren Ekstrom leading us under our first caution, lap number 13. Oh, Maddie Crenshaw heavily damaged to that number 13 Toyota, and looks like possibly her day may be done. So let's see, are they going to retire that car? Yep. That's too bad. It all started when Courtney Lynn, let's go back at a replay and see what exactly happened. It looked like to me, Courtney Lynn, whoever was to the right side of her, oh, we can't get a good angle. Let's go to helicopter view. See if we can get a good, here's a good angle. Oh, remember when I got a comment in the chat that somebody was not too happy with Nathan Orman? Well, looks like we found that victim. Looks like Courtney Lynn just crowded and didn't give the 4 enough room. That's Maximilian Chilton. And poor Dylan Cunningham got stuffed into the wall. And who was that just turned down there on the bottom? Oh, Monica Towns. That was Bianchi. And who was that? Oh, that was Annie Thomas. I think Thomas just straightened out Bianchi. Fitzwater got turned around. Hi, Frank. Cunningham gets a piece of it. I'm doing good, my friend. Yeah, here's another angle. Just pay attention to the 48 right here. Oh, there was something back there. I'm going to check that in just a second. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I think the 48 should have not done that to the 4. That's just my opinion. But I think what saved Chilton here is he's going to get sideways. Or actually, there's Bianchi. Of course, Annie Thomas straightens out Bianchi. So, who is that just hit the... who hit this car? Who hit Fitzwater? I couldn't tell who that was. That would be... oh, that is Sam Bright who hit Fitzwater. But I would like to know what in the world happened over here with Skylar Taylor and these drivers over here. Oh, okay, this I didn't see. Let's see. This is Skylar. Looks like Skylar just crowded Matty Crenshaw, and I think that's Daniel Voiles in the 8. I can't tell. Yes, it was Voiles. Yeah, Crenshaw just crowded Skylar and just sent Voiles into the wall. Oh my goodness, the 13 goes upside down. I didn't see that. And then there's the wreck up ahead you just saw a second ago. I don't understand why we're crowding each other this early in the race, and this is the problem with a race car is when you hit that grass, it turns the car over. Look at the flip the 13 has got. Side over side, end over end. I'm amazed that car drove away, to be quite honest with you. And Brenda Eveling, she's got to be thanking her lucky stars that she missed this big wreck. She just got through without much of an issue. We're back to live action. Did these drivers come to pit road? I want to double check if we had pit stops or not. I should have checked before we went back and looked at a replay. Did we have pit stops? Looks like we did have some drivers like Bianchi and them had to come to pit road. Probably to repair some of the damage. Well, Brenda Eveling just saved herself from not getting involved in the big wreck. That's the good news. The other good news is Sean Hart did wreck the field. The bad news is I don't think he got a piece of that wreck. As, please shut your door so you don't get me copyrighted. Thank you. Yeah, I'm getting ready to go through a full field rundown. So Lauren Ekstrom is the leader. Tatiana Guerra is second. Hey, look, Frank, one of your only female driver is in second, Tatiana Guerra. That's one of the schemes that Kaylee Rankin's running. Of course, you'll see Kaylee Rankin and them racing tomorrow. So, yay. Jared Underhill is third. CJ Bracken fourth. Fifth is David Heller. Sixth, Kyle Langland. Wait a second. Kyle's got a little bit of little bit of a hood buckle on his AM Ford Mustang. We're gonna have to look back at a replay to see why he's got that hood buckle. 6 is the 10 of Bruce Wilson. 7th is Maximilian Chilton. Maxie got away lucky. I don't know how in the world he didn't get involved or get a lot of damage out of that. So he's okay. He's in 8th. 9th is Michael Brown. 10th is Monica Towns. 11th is I'm gonna have problems. Para Shabastava. Boy, if you thought Tatiana Naguera, as far as her pronunciation's bad, that would be something I'm still trying to get used to saying. Chaz Farmer is 12th. 13th is Josh Harmon in the 78. 14th is Frank Underhill. Josh Hoggard is 15th. Josh doing good in his first start on this channel. Brenda Eveling, 16th. Mark Underhill, 17th. J.R. Smith is 18th. Sandy Wexler, 19th. Dylan Matthews complete the top 20. 21st, Nathan Orman. 22nd, our pole sitter, Sean Art. His little sister in 23rd, Jesse. 24th, Annie Thomas. 25th, Lucian Bianchi, who did get a little bit of damage on the rear end of his SS Greenlight racing machine, but he's restarting 25th. 26th, Quentin Moore. 27th, Zachary Taylor. 28th, Zachary Fitzwater. Skylar Taylor, 29th. And 30th is Dylan Cunningham. 31st, Prudence Martindale. 32nd, Courtney Lynn. Dana Voiles in 33rd. Drivers out after that incident, only 2 have taken themselves out of this race. They are the 92 of Sam Bright, so the damage on his car was too much, and Matty, okay, that was a bit weird from Steven, but anyway, and Matty Crenshaw out of the race. So tough break for Sam Bright and Matty Crenshaw, and of course they are.
Yeah, it's lunchtime.
Okay, as I was going to say, they joined Cody Smart and Todd Montgomery, who both went out on the first lap behind the wall due to a gearbox failure. So I'm still concerned about Lauren Ekstrom here, with her teammate being out of the race due to a mechanical failure. I'd be a little concerned about that, if you know what I mean. Back to green. Let's see if these drivers can settle down and get ourselves into a green flag run. I don't know why Kyle Langland has damage. We'll have to investigate that. I wonder if it happened coming to pit road, or if he made contact with another driver as they were slowing down to get to pacing. Whatever the case, that is a tough break for Kyle Langland. I know Daniel Voiles got a piece of the wall. He had to come to pit road to repair the damage on the left side of his Bass Pro Shop Chevrolet. So that's a tough break, as Tatiana Naguera is going to take the race lead.
Excuse me, monkey boy.
That's Jared Underhill in the 53 in second. Of course, I bet you he's probably going to be nervous as well now that his teammate Cody Smart is out of this race with a mechanical failure. I bet all of these drivers that have teammates that are out of the race, they are probably a bit concerned. And looks like we're going to have some slow cars that are probably off the pace due to the damage they got back on that first incident. David Heller is now going to try to take the lead from Tatiana Naguera. One thing I do want to mention for the people, now with the exception of, Tatiana Naguera, who already has a ride in the PCSRA, which brings me to my topic I'm getting ready to discuss right now. All of these drivers who signed up for the special events, with the exception of a few people who already have rides for 2024, and by the way, this is going to be for 2025. So like all of these drivers, like let me throw some people out here, like John Hoggard, for instance. This is his first start. Bianchi, Chilton, and Noguera, they have already raced on this channel before, so they know the bread and butter of how to race pretty good. And of course, Chilton and Noguera already have a ride in the truck series for 2024. For next season for the truck series, not 2024, but 2025, for the people who signed up for the special events. This is excluding the presidents, which would be Orman, Smart, Underhill, Langland, Taylor, Heller, Smart. Trying to think if I'm forgetting some people here. Senor Sean, I know his sister would be excluded. So excluding all, and of course myself, because I'm also excluded in this list. But it's going to be for the people that are first-timers on this channel. And by the way, if you have not subscribed to this channel, I highly recommend you do so. Just want to get that out of the way. So for those people that are making their debut, you will get an automatic reserve ride for the 2025 Coca-Cola Truck Series. Which brings to my next topic I'm going to discuss. We're going to have a shakeup in the truck series, and I'll discuss that during the 2024 season when you see those races coming out, as they are 4 wide. 4 wide right there. Like I said, there's plenty of room for 4 wide. You just got to be careful not to lean on one another. Brenda Eveling's right there. Oh, no, this could not end well if they are leaning on one another. Like I said, there's plenty of room for 4 wide. The problem is leaning on one another. And you don't want to make 5 wide, because 5 wide is kind of a death sentence, if you know what I mean. Wait, do we have a crash? No, we do not. Martindale's got no hood. Whoa, Martindale's like 155. Dylan Cunningham's off the pace. There's Fitzwater. Taylor's probably off the pace. Same with Courtney Lind and Daniel Voiles, and Skylar Taylor's also lost the draft. There's Bianchi. As who's that? They're passing up on the high side. That looks like Harmon. Oh, we got a crash. We got another crash on the back straightaway. I think it's Hoggard, but they saved it. Oh, but the 19's below the yellow line. You can't go below the yellow line, Chaz. Chaz is going to have to give it back up. Can't go below the line to advance your position. I think that's Josh Harmon who has to come to pit road. Looks like he's got some right side damage. How that was not our second yellow, I do not know.
What's Angel doing there?
Mario, quit worrying about other people.
Okay.
It's none of your business.
I just want to say hello to him.
But still, it's none of your business to figure out what he's doing here. We know why he's here. I'm sorry, guys. I had to yell at my roommate for being an idiot. It's like Harmon's getting his car repaired. How that was not our yellow. Yeah, all right, while these guys are racing, let's first of all do it in the... Whoa, I thought that was going to be a wreck for a second, but... Up. While this... Oh, that was close. That's Martindale. They're just putting a lap down on the 44. That's going to hold up some people. I was about to get ready to say, while this is happening, we're going to probably jump back, look at a replay to see what exactly happened. First, what happened to Kyle Langland and why he's got a little hood buckle on his number 25. Then we'll see what happened to Josh Harmon. So while Michael Brown is leading, let's jump back, look at a replay to see what happened to poor Kyle Langland, why he's got a hood buckle on the 25. We're about to find out why. All right, let's first see what happened to Kyle Langland. Then we'll see what happened in that big wreck. Oh, right there. I didn't realize. Oh, Langland ran in the back. Left and right, which are starting to annoy me. There's the hood buckle right there on the 25. So that would explain why Kyle Langland's got a hood buckle on his 25. Because he was the one that ran in the back of the 48. Now let's see what happened to Josh Harmon and find out what happened to him. Oh, I think they leaned on one another. This is what happened. This is surprisingly what didn't bring out the yellow. Gonna find out what exactly happened. Doesn't happen this lap. Probably will happen next lap. We're about to find out what happened. Oh, that's what happened to Josh Harmon. He got up high and, he hit the safer barrier. He hit the part where the safer barrier begins. That's why he scraped the wall. That's why he got right side damage. So that would explain why he came to pit road to repair the damage, because he had a tire rub. So that would explain why the 78 was off the pace right there, why he was dropping back. But then what happens up here? Somebody's going to get hooked. I don't know who. Right there. That was Tatiana Aguirre. Now, who hooked the... I can't see a good angle. Let me go to TV2. Oh, that's the 20... I think that's the 27, I want to say. I can't tell from this angle. Oh, no, that's one of the Fords. That's, that's Dylan Matthews. He committed female abuse. Unless he got squeezed. I think he got squeezed. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, this should tell us the tale. Yeah, I don't know if Tatiana came up or Dylan came down. Whatever the case, they end up squeezing each other. And how this was not a yellow, I do not know. But an excellent... Oh, and Hogger got a piece. And, of course, those two are part of your team, Frank. Jeez. As we're back to live action. So now we have solved the mystery of those two incidents. As we're back to live action. It looks like Lauren Ekstrom retook the lead while we were looking back at the replay to find out what happened. So add Kyle Langland to the list of the drivers involved in that first caution. They have also lapped the 08 of Dylan Cunningham. They also lapped Zachary Fitzwater. Of course, Fitzwater was involved in the big one back earlier in this race, so there you go. Now that we got that little mystery situated, probably why we have a 3-car pack is because of all the drivers that have been involved in an incident and had damage. Except Ormy, who survived. There's Brenda Eveling. Monica Towns pushing her teammate Nathan Orman there. Michael Brown's leading the second pack. What they're trying to do is they're trying to form up a pack together so they can start reeling in the leaders. But an awesome save. As, by the way, Dylan Cunningham's got damage. That's probably why he's off the pace. Matthews is going to get by. Tatiana's getting held up along with Servastova and Jarrett. Is that Jarrett? Yeah, that's Jarrett Underhill because Cody Smart is out of the race. Looks like Cunningham's not going to be on Jarrett's happiness. And Jarrett's still getting held up by the 08, who's really needs to fix his damage. Of course, here's the other group of cars. That's led by Annie Thomas. That's Chilton, Langland, and I believe that's Bianchi. Yes, it is. That's Bianchi right there. I saw smoke. I thought I saw... Oh, there's a... Oh, Jesse Art's blown up. That's where I saw the smoke come from. The engine has let go on the 21 of Jesse Art, and she nearly pulled down into Brenda Eveling. And that is Jesse Art out of the race. I'd be concerned about Senor Sean right here. Oh, boy. And because... Oh! Somebody's up in the wall. That's CJ Bracken. He got put in the wall by somebody. Now he's got some right side damage on his number 31. Oh, don't pull down into Tatiana. Tatiana would not be happy if you did that there, CJ. There you go, son. Yeah, he's got some left side damage and some right side damage on his Funkwater Chevrolet. See what happened to CJ here. Boy, we've had a close call. And, oh, the 74 hooked him. The 74 hooked, that's Mark Underhill. He put CJ Bracken in the wall. So that's where the contact came from. They kept it straight. How that was not a yellow, I do not know. What's up? I don't know. You can go. Thanks. Hope Brian doesn't get the oh crap look. J.R. Smith, currently your race leader in the number 16 for Colleague Racing. J.R. Smith leading, and there's his teammate, Bruce Wilson, in second. Ormy's now back to third. Monica Towns fourth, and Q-Man's running in fifth. Great run for Quentin Moore. Sixth is Frank Underhill. Dylan Matthews is seventh. Looks like a battle for eighth with Sean Art. He'll get eighth. Looks like Extra will get ninth, and 10th will be Brenda Eveling. As that is your top 10 rundown. It's like the 16 lost the lead to the 10, so the colleague teammates swapped the lead back and forth. Good run for Sean. Of course, only one junior motorsports car had trouble. That would be Daniel Voiles. Looks like the gearbox is let go on the 21. Of course, that was what happened to both Cody Smart and Todd Montgomery, why they're out of the race, is due to a gearbox failure. So I'd be a little concerned about these drivers with the gearbox, especially, especially with the fact, you're not shifting a whole lot unless you're taking the restart and or coming off pit road. So probably they just shifted it a little too hard, and probably what broke the gearbox. But that was an incredible job that Brenda Eveling did to not wreck Jesse Art, or Sean would have had to say his favorite line. Currently on lap number 35 of 113. So here's an interesting combination we have. We have a couple of cars out of Colleague Racing, the 10 and the 16 right here. The two Sam Hunt Racing drivers right there, the 24 and the 26. Strange to see that 26 not without Daniel Voiles in it. Really weird seeing that. Of course, you got one out of MBM, the 66, and then you have Jeremy Clements Racing and Quentin Moore. But don't look now, because here comes that second pack that's starting to reel in the leaders, led by Michael Brown and David Heller. And of course, the 19 went below the yellow line. You cannot go below the yellow line to advance your position. And I believe the 19, paid the price for it. And yeah, it looks like he paid the price for it. Chaz Farmer, I think, Chaz Farmer is back on the track. I think he had to make a pit stop to serve the penalty for going below the yellow line, which is out of bounds. And he's going to get reeled in by the 27. That would be John Hoggart. So Chaz Farmer's going to need a yellow soon. Prudence Martindale's in 32nd. CJ Bracken is now 1 lap down. There's Daniel Voiles still in 26th. Well, now in 25th. Zachary Taylor's back to 27th. As he's, nearly got into Dylan Cunningham. Josh Harmon right there in the 78. And here come the leaders. $27 on the lead lap. 32 of the 37 in this race still running. Only 5 drivers out of the race. 3 due to mechanical failures. Sam Bright and Matty Crenshaw have been both checked and released from the infield care center. Throw this away because he doesn't live here. Now the colleague teammate's going to switch the lead back and forth. That second pack has reeled in. Now we got a healthy lead pack of 12 drivers, and I hear I see another lap car. That's Cunningham again. Ooh, Cunningham! They caught him at a bad time. They're gonna catch more traffic. Jack Smith's gonna pull away, but we all know on super speedways when you pull out to a big lead, it's going to come back to haunt you, and exactly what the 16's about to have. But he's also coming up to Zachary Taylor and Josh Harmon. See, look at that lead he's got, but that's going to get erased real quickly, as everybody else is going to split the 0-8 down the middle. And now these leaders are going to start reeling in the 16. Yeah, 2-second lead, that's going to get blown away. Hi, Cement Ozcon. How are you doing, my friend? Of course, Cement, you're never banned in my series. I never banned Cement Ozcon. By the way, Cement, I put you in the 79 in the Foster series because you replaced the now banned Connor, because I banned Connor Breton. So I did you a favor. So you're going to be running that car for the rest of the Foster season for Team Strange. So I could have waited to give Cement Ozcon a ride, but I was like, I better get the special event done, so. Don't worry, you'll be in the next special event, whenever that will be. As looky here, as I said, they have caught up. They caught also the 44. They've caught Zachary Taylor but the 44 just held them up. Remember, Taylor was involved in our first caution of the day. Now the leaders need to make sure to get by Zachary Taylor without much of a problem. Taylor's just trying to survive. Like I said, there are no points on the line in this race. Yeah, thanks. Happy I'm starting to get NR. I'm really enjoying NR stuff, which hopefully I can try to get some more subscribers For those of you new to this, to my channel, if you have not joined the PCSRA Discord, I will put the link in the description. Or you can click on my channel avatar, which is the Sonic the Blue Hedgehog. And I have the PCSRA Discord link over there, so you can check it out, as Zachary Fitzwater and Josh Harmon are going to be the next people to go a lap down, and Michael Brown just took the lead. Was not a smart move by the 16 to pull out to a 2-second lead, knowing that was going to get a race, because one car cannot outrun a pack of, let's say, 11 drivers as Zachary Fitzwater got turned. Whew, that was close.
What are you doing?
I'm doing NR. You like my truck, by the way?
Oh,
The oh, by the way part?
you got your truck.
Yes, it's an 03 F-150.
Congratulations.
Thanks. Got it a week ago today.
Wow. Well, that's been a long haul for you.
Yeah, finally that's done.
Yeah. Now, are you starting your new place?
I started this past Monday.
And how'd it go?
Pretty good.
Okay.
Got tipped $4.
Yeah.
So I don't know when I go back to work yet, because they're still working on my schedule.
Okay. And what restaurant?
Cheddar's.
Cheddar's.
Over on the other side of the highway.
Okay. Well, that's good. Well, I'm sure they need people like you because they have a hard time.
Yeah, they definitely do.
Yes.
Brenda Eveling did a great job. Of course, she went below the line to avoid an incident. Let's take a look at what happened to Fitzwater real quickly. Showed the replay to you if you guys missed it. Yeah, of course, Fitzwater was off the pace due to the damage. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, just didn't see who was that was on the inside. That was Michael Brown, and yeah, if Fitzwater would have saw Michael Brown, that could have been really avoided, and that would have not been good for the stewards. And you see Brenda Eveling had to go below the yellow line to avoid the incident, and also avoid not hitting Michael Brown, because Brenda Eveling's like, oh, I don't want to wreck Michael Brown because Ormy would kill me. And yeah, Ormy's right there. So Brenda Eveling was being smart and saying, I don't want to hit Michael because I'll disappoint Ormy. Don't drink and drive, says Ormy. Boy, that was nearly a wreck with the leaders. Oh no, Daniel Voiles gonna get lapped. I wonder how this will go. Every time Daniel Voiles picks a ride, he knows he's going to lose. And see, look, he's being a courteous backmarker. He's not holding up Nathan Orman. He's being a great friend to Nathan Orman. You gotta love that. Well, at least Ormy's appreciated, and now Voiles is being a great autistic friend to Ormy, because he's holding up Quentin Moore, and now he's being a great teammate to Sean Hart and David Heller by holding these two up. What a teammate. Now you know Daniel Voiles is being the greatest teammate to his teammates. Of course, he's now a lap down. That will mean that we only have 25 drivers now on the lead lap, with Daniel Voiles now 1 lap down. As we're about to complete 125 miles here, Michael Brown's going to go back to the lead. I bet Michael Brown's probably going to need some new clothes after today. And look who's right behind Michael Brown. His team owner, Nathan Orman. As Dylan Matthews currently the leader in the 28 out of Ryan C. Racing. Of course, Fitzwater's had troubles today. What about the other one, the gal on that team? That's Annie Thomas. She's 20th. Michael Brown there in second, getting pushed by his team owner, Nathan Orman. Of course, even though they're not driving for the same team, because Michael Brown is the employee for Nathan Orman at Nathan Orman Motorsports. Just completed 125 miles in this event. Now that we're in a long green flag run, I'm starting to wonder when we're going to see green flag pit stops. Because at a super speedway track like Talladega, you got to make sure you go with somebody in the pack with you. Because if you go by yourself, you're going to lose 2 seconds a lap, and that will definitely take you out of contention. But if we get a yellow here right now, these drivers can come to pit road because none of the leaders came to pit road under that first yellow. And of course, with the GNS physics, you know, they can go a little bit further than 59 laps. The problem is when you're leading the race is, while yes, you have clean air, you're going to have, you know, you're using up a lot more fuel than, let's say, when you're in a pack, like right behind somebody where you're using up less fuel. Like what David Heller's doing. He's using up less fuel. Dylan Matthews, on the other hand, he's using up more fuel because he's leading the race, even though he's in clean air. Ooh, David Heller nearly came down on, that was the 10 there. That was Bruce Wilson. That would have been a disaster. And traffic for the leaders. And guess who would that be? David Heller's other driver, Prudence Martindale. What are you? Okay, Dylan Matthews couldn't figure out where Prudence was going. Now that's going to hold up the leaders, and looks like David made the wrong choice of going to the outside, but looks like it's working for him. And how fitting. Oh, and look, Prudence Martindale's being a great team owner, great driver for David Heller. Of course, they are on the same team, and now Prudence Martindale's being a great driver to David because she held up Ormy. There you go. But not before the leaders have caught Dylan Cunningham. Cunningham's still off the pace due to the damage he got back on the lap number 12. Like I said, we've had a couple of close calls and almost had our second yellow of this event. Of the event, excuse me. Kyle Langland, surprisingly, even though he had that little buckle on the hood, he's still on the lead lap, but aerodynamics mean a lot on the track like this. We've had a couple of close calls, Frank. We almost had Fitzwater LePage the field because I think Andy Thomas probably gave him too much Fosters before this race. You can blame Andy Thomas for that, and she's like, oh, Joey the kangaroo. We've almost had Prudence Martindale try to wreck the field a couple of times. We had CJ get put in the wall by the 78. Or, I'm sorry, the 74, rather. He's, by the way, in 16th. Hold on, let me shut the door real quick. Sorry about that, the door didn't get shut. Sorry about that, I had to shut the door because somebody forgot to shut the door good. But other than that, Dylan Matthews, Josh Harmon, well, Harmon's a lap down. J.R. Smith, of course, the 16, 10, 28 have been the most dominant drivers. Even though these two have a 2-second lead over third place, that's about to change. And look who's behind Ormy, or look who Ormy's about to pass. His driver, Brenda Eveling. I bet you Brenda Eveling's probably going to be saying to herself, not again with the lap traffic. The thing is, the 78 is up to speed. Actually, the 78's 2 laps down because remember, the 78 had to make an unscheduled pit stop. So barring a yellow, the 78's kind of screwed. And look who they're about to lap, Zachary Fitzwater. Yeah, let's see where Tatiana Noguera and company are. Tatiana is back to 15. She just got around Dylan Cunningham. And, okay, so that's where Tatiana is. What about Bianchi? Bianchi's now in 20th. And there's Maximilian Chilton in front of him, so... And the 4th, the 27. Oh, 27's on pit road, making a pit stop. Did the 27 get damage? Let me check. I don't know if the 27 got damage, unless this is a regular scheduled pit stop. If it is a regular scheduled pit stop, then let's see. Yeah, regular scheduled pit stop. I don't see any damage on the State Water Heater Chevrolet. Problem is, he pitted by himself, so that was probably a rookie mistake on his part. But to be fair, he's never driven an Xfinity car, so I'll cut him a bit of a benefit of the doubt. Yep, and the 27 is a lap down, so it looks like he did make a pit stop, so... Probably that's like the safest place to be is on pit road, getting some service. So that's where your drivers are running right now, Frank. At least the good news is all 4 of your drivers have not been involved or haven't been taken out of the race yet. But I hope I don't jinx it, or I'm going to owe you a candy bar. Matthews and Smith going back and forth. That's not doing them any favors because don't look now. David Heller and company are catching them. And surprisingly, Senor Sean's still up here. Only 1 yellow so far. Of course, Matty Crenshaw and Sam Bright have both been checked and released from the infield care center.
Where's Brian?
Why are you worried about other people? Once again, Mario, you're worried about other people when you need to be worried about yourself.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
I just want to see if he's been there.
No, he's with his dad.
Oh.
His dad picked him up.
Oh.
Jesus. Hi, Dylan. You're leading the race. Where am I? We're focused on you because you're leading the race. Although you're about to get caught by the 16 and the 9. That's the best comment. Where am I? You're leading the race. That's the best comment all day. Oh, shit. But you've been leading a good part of this race up here in the lead, so you've been staying out of trouble. Haha, LOL. Yep. They're really impressed with you, Dylan. Dylan Matthews, that is. Not the other Dylan that I am not good friends with. You all know who I'm referring to. But at least Dylan Matthews, you're doing pretty good so far, even though you're all by your lonesome. I like how we show the 28 car. That was a good question. Where am I? You're leading the race. That should be the best line of 20. Which reminds me, we should make the best line of 2023 start going forward. I'm going to start that next month. Best lines of 2023. That's a good idea, actually. Who are they getting ready to catch? That's Courtney Lynn, Martindale Bracken, and that's Skylar Taylor. And here come the leaders. Of course, leaders are going to probably start thinking about coming to pit road here. Courtney Lynn, of course, Courtney Lynn was involved in the big one along with Martindale. And Martindale decides to pull up into David Heller. Now, Courtney, that's your team owner. Courtney Lynn had to come down the front. Courtney, that's your team owner in the Monster Energy Series. It would be best if you move on, let your team owner go. There you go, Courtney. Looks like she realized Nathan Orman was coming, and she's like, oh no, that's my team owner. I must move out of the way. And now they're coming up to CJ Bracken. Of course, Courtney Lynn was trying her best to get out of the way. Who's that on? Okay. Looks like Matthews is coming to pit road. And looks like nobody's going with him. I thought he was going to get somebody to go with him, and looks like that's not going to be the case. So Matthews is not going to have any drafting partners. That's not good. Yeah, that's a good idea because, like I said, I don't want to start arguments. Yeah, because my channel, we are argument-free, so. But if you hear me argue with somebody, it's one of my roommates. I just want to give you all a bit of a disclaimer. If you hear me yelling at somebody, I'm yelling at my roommates, okay? Okay. Like, okay, if that's the case, then there we go. No problems. So, like when I was yelling at Mario, I was referring to my roommate, so. Yes, I know you want a candy bar, Frank. Looks like we're going to have some more drivers coming to pit road. Brenda Eveling's coming to pit road, and David Heller's coming to pit road. Kyle Langland's also on pit road, so Kyle's gone a lap down. Of course, I see Lauren Ekstrom has already made her pit stop, and of course, she's got the... Who's that on the bottom that came to pit road? Oh, that was Frank Underhill. And that's Dylan Matthews, who's just returned back to the track. Let's hope we don't have any problems with merging on the track. Of course, we had that problem in the Monster Energy Series this year where... Or actually, no, in the Buffalo Wild Wings Series where drivers at Ricky had problems merging, and then we had, like, a humongous accident that took out at least 30 drivers. So hopefully these drivers do not do what we saw in the Buffalo Wild Wings Series, as Ormy's in, Sean is in, 16 is in, and that's Michael Brown who's in the pits. Oh, and Chilton is already on pit road, of course, having service. Probably went really close on fuel unless we get another yellow. One car is in. Looks like they are taking 4 tires, which tire wear hasn't been a problem so far in this race. I'm a little surprised about, because of how smooth this track is. As Courtney Lynn's going to get around Dylan Cunningham. I don't know why Dylan Cunningham has not repaired his car. I know Hoggard has already made his pit stop, and of course... And I see one of the Collie cars just bailed for the pit lane. That would be Wilson. But of course, he's got nobody going to the pit road with him. Surprisingly, we've only had 1 caution so far in this race, to be quite honest with you. I thought we would have more than just 1. Sandy Wexler right there. I think Bianchi, of course, Bianchi stayed out. Well, that's because, 1, Bianchi came to the pit road to repair the damage, and of course he changed his pit strategy just a bit. That's why Bianchi's still the leader. Quentin Moore, I don't think, has been to pit road yet. I think... Okay, yeah, Quentin has not pitted yet. I know why Bianchi hasn't pitted yet. That's because Bianchi pitted back on lap 12. So if Bianchi comes to pit road now, what Bianchi's going to have to hope and pray for is a caution. Because if he can get a caution here, it would trap all these drivers that just made a green flag pit stop a lap down. Remember, Bianchi pitted back on the big one, back on lap number 12, which is our only yellow to date. As guess who? Zachary Fitzwater going to be a problem. I think he's been told the leaders were coming, so probably he's trying to, yeah. The good thing for you, Dylan Matthews, you avoided the first wreck. I mean, that's been our only yellow, is that big one back on lap 12. So, yeah, but like I said, you know, the last thing all of these drivers that just got put a lap down wanted to see is a yellow, which could benefit this driver right here, Bianchi. Of course, Bianchi, as I said, pitted back on lap 12, so he can go a little bit further. Bianchi, I think, can make it the rest of the way after he makes his pit stop. Everybody else, it's going to be really close. But if we cycle through these pit stops, all these drivers will need to get a yellow to make sure they have enough fuel to make it the rest of the way. As Bianchi's going to get around the 44 without much of a problem. Of course, he's drafting with the lap car of Chaz Farmer in the 19. Has not been a good day for Indiana Motorsports. Well, let's see. Zachary Taylor got caught up in the big one. Chaz Farmer got penalized because he went below the yellow line and advanced his position. That's why he got called to pit road. That's why he's 2 laps down. He has not even, or actually, I'm sorry, he's a lap down, but he has not recovered. Sandy Wexler in the 2. Sandy is 1 lap down, but she's had a respectable, has had a quiet day. Native Oil is a day he would like to forget. Let's go back up to Quentin Moore in the 51. And, of course, we still have the 5 drivers that I mentioned out of the race. Jesse Art, due to a mechanical failure, which is a gearbox. 3rd gearbox, by the way, that has let go today. Of course, Cody Smart and Todd Montgomery dropped out of the race, not even completing the first lap of the race due to a gearbox failure. And I bet you Cody Smart's going to throw somebody down the mountain over in that 35 camp as far as that's concerned. I think Todd Montgomery will do the same. Of course, that's not the way either of them wanted. Of course, remember Todd Montgomery, last time he was on a play track, he was replacing April Winters due to the fact April Winters did not turn 18 in the, as Martindale's going to go lap down. Hola, Senor Sean. Speaking of Sean. Senor, you did cause a big wreck. Oh, we could have a wreck over here. This could not end well. Of course, the problem is the 44 is badly damaged after being involved in our only caution of the race. And we've had drivers get turned into the walls. And there's Bianchi running in a very lonely second, as we're about to complete that dreaded number. Oh! Okay, I'll make Sean happy. Handing Sean a cookie is fun. And yes, it's a chocolate chip cookie. There's Chilton. Of course, he's 25th, but like I said, of course, he's a lap down, but that's because we haven't cycled through the green flag pit stops. Well, let's try that again. Yes, you may have a cookie, Frank. But I was getting ready to say is that's because, you know, drivers that have not been to pit road yet. Moore, Bianchi, Annie Thomas, those three have not been to pit road. Everybody else has been to pit road. So once the 51, the 07, and the 39 come to pit road, then we have cycled through all these green flag pit stops. Chilton's running in 25th. Of course, Chilton is running is driving the 72 in 2024 in the Truck Series. Tatiana is, ironically enough, driving the 11 in all three series. There's Bianchi. Bianchi's had a quiet day, even though he was involved in that incident, but how he saved it. Of course, he was the one that got straightened out by, interestingly enough, the gal who's running in third, Annie Thomas. No problem. I think you've made a couple of starts. I'll have to DM you what races you made as far as the Foster Series is concerned. Of course, Native Oil's running in 21st. Of course, he was involved in the first part of the big one through no fault of his own. There's Fitzwater. Naguera all by herself in 19th. Yours car, how are you, my friend? We got a lot of new people here in the stream. If you just joined us, welcome to Talladega. Sonic the Blue Hedgehog here in the booth. Of course, the reason I'm called Sonic the Blue Hedgehog is because my normal name is in the 8 car. Yeah, Yoru. So, reminder, if you guys have not subscribed to this channel, highly recommend you do so. Cheese is good. Yes. Wait, what kind of cheese are you talking about, Dylan? By the way, you're running in 7th. Good run for Dylan. For those who missed the announcement earlier... Oh, cheddar. I like cheddar. Cheddar works perfectly. Mozzarella. Where's the one? The one car is right here in 16th, a lap down, but that's because of all the stops. All the drivers who did not pit under the first yellow. Yes, we had one yellow. Yeah. Okay, to be fair, that's because the 51, the 07 did not come to pit road. Same with the 30, or let me rephrase that. The 5107 came to pit road back on lap 12 because of the big one we had on lap 12. And what's surprising, we're on lap 74. And what's surprising is we only had 2 drivers retire out of the race from that big one. Everybody else continued. He threw away the cheese. Oh, no. That's Mario doing something very illegal, referring to Senor Sean's profile picture. Skylar Taylor's coming to pit road. Oh, by the way, Senor, your sister is out of the race. Right now, only 5 drivers out of the race. Sam Bright and Maddie Crenshaw, due to being involved in the big one. Jesse Art had blown the gearbox, and then Cody Smart and Todd Montgomery both had a gearbox problem right after we took the green, so... My sister sucks. The 2, let's see. Well, the 10 and 16 are right here, 6th and 7th. The 2 is running an 18th. Oh, that reminds me. I need to get a new ticker for my NR, because I've had this same ticker since, well, since the deal. Oh, Lord, what's going on in the YouTube chat? I'm not even going to ask what is going on in the YouTube chat. Anyway. Quentin Moore. Well, to be fair, that's because, you know, the 51 has not come to pit road yet. Looks like the 07 did come to the pit road. Of course, the 07, that's because the 07 is off sequence, so is Quentin Moore. Yep, Q-Man's on. Q-Man's coming to pit road. Technically, I want to say something to Sean, but since he's here, I don't want to, because I'll get a steel chair. We Dutch people make enough cheese. Well, that's good, Frank. Good to hear. And now that the 51 has come to pit road, yep, PCSRA Youth Car Premier Series partner. Yep. As Quentin Moore is pitting, we're going to complete 200 miles of this 300-mile event, and this driver, David Heller, should be the leader. So we have officially cycled through the pit stops, especially for those that came to pit road. And right now, David Heller is your race leader, as we're going to complete 200 miles of this event. Oh, this is a real emoji? Okay, makes sense. Who's that? Oh, that's Quentin Moore. Okay. I was about to say, wait, who's that on the apron? That's Q-Man. And Bianchi is going to get put a lap down. So Bianchi went from being second, even though he's survived somehow, to now a lap down in 19th. At least I can say Bianchi is surviving. We can say that. Yeah, there's Bianchi. Of course, Lucci and Bianchi still working out on some plans for PCSRA stuff for 2025, which, by the way, I'll go back to what I would... Senor, you did have Carnage. For those who didn't see the big one back on lap number... let's actually give you a race recap. If you just joined us late, here's what's happened so far. Back on lap number 12, I'll show you guys the replay of the big one back on lap number 12, since there's like nothing else to talk about. I don't think he's in the... I'll have to see. So for those who missed the big one, this was probably a little early in the race. For those that missed the big one, and Sean said he won at Carnage, well, I'll show you the replay of the big one that happened back on lap number 12. Of course, you saw these three get together, and this is why Daniel Voiles is off the pace, because looked like the 13 just crowded the 45 in the 8. This is, by the way, I'm showing you the replay of the big one, and you see the 8 goes upside down. Up ahead, there's the wreck that started with Courtney Lynn. And I don't know, and I still want to know. I would say the good hands driver going to go to that driver right there. That would be the Bianchi thing. Bianchi. So Bianchi will definitely get the All-State good hands driver of the race for that incredible save back on lap number 12. David Heller is now the race leader now that we have pit stops all cycled out. The problem is David Heller has a 2-second lead, and I think that's because they've caught lap traffic. Oh, the 78's blown up. Oh. Well, 78 is blown up. That's too bad. Josh Harmon had a tire go down. After hitting the wall, had to make an unscheduled pit stop. Just for that. Of course, he had a tire go down. He tried to survive, and now he's up in smoke, and looks like his day is sadly going to come to an end. Looks like another mechanical failure. Hopefully this doesn't bring out a caution unless he can nurse it back to the pits. Looks like he's going to nurse it back to the pits. So it looks like we're going to stay under green. But that's a shame for Josh Harmon, who had a Giancarlo Minardi moment. Yep. Looks like Harmon made it to pit road, and he'll unfortunately take it to the garage. Of course, he's not related to Mike Harmon in real life. That's too bad. Josh was trying to salvage what he can out of this day, and now he's out. That's too bad. Header blew, so there's our first engine failure. Of course, the last 3 mechanical failures were gearboxes. So tough break for the 78. Came in this race with high hopes. In fact, all 37 of these drivers came in this race high hopes, and now Josh Harmon is now out of the race, so he will join Jesse Art, Sam Bright, Matty Crenshaw, Cody Smart, and Todd Montgomery, who have gone behind the wall. Yeah, this actually reminds me of Daytona back in the Buffalo Wild Wings series back in 2016. Since I don't think all of y'all saw what happened, I'll give you a funny little interesting story. Where both trucks in Buffalo Wild Wings went caution-free, even though this race... this race hasn't gone caution-free because, of course, we had the big one back on lap 12. But in all seriousness, this is what happened. This is kind of reminiscent of the Buffalo Wild Wings back at Daytona in 2016 where like one single manufacturer, and I look here, we've had a couple of Fords blown up, and, of course, now the last 3 with the exception of the 92... we've had now the last 2 Chevrolets that have gone up in smoke. Jesse Art and now Josh Harmon. So, it was a trend when all the Chevrolets started blowing up left and right. And, of course, that was when I did the races with Travis back at the time before I got my laptop 3 years ago. In all seriousness, as they're getting ready to lap Dylan Cunningham, and looks like David Heller tried to go to the outside. I think he kind of hesitated there. The problem is they have a 3-second lead, but that 3-second lead is going to evaporate real quickly because now they're getting held up by Dylan Cunningham. He's blocking both lanes. That's allowing Brenda Eveling and the company to catch a ride up, and watch that 3-second gap go bye-bye. Say bye-bye to that 3-second lead. Oh, Jared Underhill's up here still. I do not know, by the way, who's led the most laps. As now J.R. Smith has now taken the lead, thanks to David Heller getting held up by Dylan Cunningham. Don't think Cody Smart's going to be happy. Bro, Dennis the Menace. Oh dear. Don't think Dylan Cunningham's going to be... Don't think Cody Smart's going to be happy with Dylan Cunningham. I know Cody's out of the race, and technically I want to eject Cody, but to be fair... and Jared's blown up. Jared's blown up. Well, so much for what I said. Now I just jinxed Jared. God damn it. Here's a candy bar for you all. Ooh, that was close. Who was that nearly survived? And, well, Jared Underhill has blown up. Well, that was commentator's curse. God damn it. That's too bad. Now both of the Emerling Gase Motorsports cars are out of the race. God damn it. That just sums up Jared Underhill's entire year. Of course, he's really has had a struggling season over in the Foster Series, and well, that's not going to make things any better. And he was running bloody in the top 5 at the time. That's too bad for Jared. I'm sorry, Jared, if you're watching this video. I'll give you a candy bar later. Oh, man. I hate that for Jared. So now both of the Emerling Gase Motorsports cars that were entered are now out. Wah, wah, wah. What I was going to say was, technically, I was going to eject Cody, but because I was the one who closed roasting, which, by the way, nobody in the President's chat closed the roasting. I was the one who closed the roasting for a legitimate reason. And, of course, I want to also give you guys an update. If you guys don't know yet. Oh, 10 cars in trouble. Oh, no. Wilson's in trouble. Oh, no. Oh, that's such a shame. The 10 car is in trouble. And I was talking about the Chevrolets having mechanical problems, and that just bit the 10 car. Now he's going to come to a stop. That's not going to bring out the yellow because he's off the track, so we're going to still be green. But to finish my point, you know, I was the one who closed roasting because my dad was in the hospital, and now he got released. He got released last night, or actually no, he got released this morning. So I know. Like I said, this is turning out to the Daytona deal, except we only had one yellow in that. Oh, the 1 car's out. The 1 car is out. Well, that's more problems. Well, that sucks for the 1 car. Let's see what happened. Let's see, down the backstretch, nothing happening, and then waiting for it. Yep, blew up coming off turn 4. That's too bad. Now, if you're Sean Art and David Heller, do you now worry? Because that was a Junior Motorsports. Right now, the 16th running in 4th. There's Monica Towns running in 11th. Yeah, the 10's already... Well, let's see if the 10's continued on. Clutch issue on both the 1 and the 53. Has the 10 returned back to the track? He's still on pit road. So we'll go back to David Heller. We'll keep an update on the 10. Whoa, David Heller nearly chopped off Brenda Eveling. That would have not sat well with Nathan Orman. And when I say Nathan Orman, Brenda Eveling is from Nathan Orman's team. Keep that in mind. Don't think Brenda Eveling would have not been too happy with David Heller, even though if David Heller did that, that would be quote-unquote, well, it would have technically be male abuse, but because David Heller realized the 18 was coming, well, the 18 says, I'll cut you a break. Right now, the 2 is running in 14th. Oh, you mentioned about the 16. The 16's still in contention to win this race, and don't count out Dylan Matthews just yet. Dylan Matthews still has a chance to win this race. Frank, well, for Jared actually has two more chances, the 66 and the 74. But remember, the 74 was the one who turned the 78 into the wall earlier in the race. And has the 10 returned back to the track. We're still trying to get an update, and they're going to put Fitzy a lap down. Nope, 10 still on pit road. So the 10 has not left pit road. This is the most people we've had as far as the stream is concerned. We were at like 6 people, so that's pretty darn good. Especially a special event. By the way, we're coming to 20 laps of racing to go, so this race has flew by left and right. Want to remind everybody, there is another event going on later today. And it involves, speaking of Jared, he's already headed to the airport to head off. Of course, Cody Smart's already heading to Texas. Sean Art and Nathan Orman will also be boarding a plane to Texas because we're going to have qualifying for the All-Star race for the Foster Series, and looks like the 31 is on. 31's leaving pit road. The 10 has not returned to the track yet. I don't think. Let me double check. Actually, I take that back. He has returned to the track. There's Mark Underhill. He's going to be the next driver to go a lap down. Tatiana is currently in 13th. Chilton's now a lap down in 20th. 27 is in 17th rather. The only one that's going to be in the All-Star race as far as the showdown is going to be Chilton. But Chilton has to race his way in via the showdown. So he's probably going to be, after this race, going to shower and head over there to join those drivers that are going to be at Texas. And the next time you'll see Brenda Eveling and company, Brenda Eveling, Courtney Lynn, etc., they'll be heading to the airport to head to California. Bianchi and Tatiana don't have a Foster Series ride. I think the only driver that I've given a ride as far as Foster's is Chilton. So, yeah. And of course, tomorrow we have a busy day of racing, bringing up our motorsports calendar. We have a lot of racing coming your way on this channel starting tomorrow, for those of you that want to check it out. Little disclaimer, if you have not seen the first several races of Coca-Cola Trucks, Buffalo Wild Wings, and Monster Energy Series, take your time in watching those. I would probably think you could probably get caught up on those in the summertime. Brenda Eveling going to be in second because she just overtook the 16. And, Dylan Cunningham nearly came up, took out David Heller. Remember, Dylan Cunningham is also going to be another one of those drivers that's heading off to California. We're going to be heading to, Golden State Motorsports Park. So is Annie Thomas. So is, trying to think who else. So here's the calendar for tomorrow as we're watching this battle for the lead. And the question is going to be whether these drivers are going to have enough fuel to make it or not. Tomorrow, we have the PCSRA AutoZone Amateur Series coming your way from Golden State. Of course, I did say in the last AutoZone Amateur Series race back at Castle Gorge that they were supposed to have gone to Sonoma. Well, I tried to do the race at Sonoma, and, well, the racing was kind of, well, boring. So I decided, you know what, let's put them with the Monster Energy Series at Golden State Motorsports Park. So that's where they're going to be at. That race will start at 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, so we'll be right after the truck race from COTA. And I was supposed to have gone to COTA this weekend, but plans changed, so I'll be going to either Kansas or the playoff race at Texas. So we'll see about that. Unless I end up getting a lot of money, and then I can go to probably all 3 events. We'll see. So that's tomorrow, the AutoZone Amateur Series. After that, we have the 2 showdown races for the Foster Series. That will determine who will race their way into the All-Star race via the showdown. Those races will start at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, as Courtney Lynn's going to have a big lead, but we all know how that's going to end. Wilson is up to speed. Of course, Wilson's now 4 laps down, as here comes Jack Smith on the inside of his teammate. Looks like his teammate's going to let him go. My hand's starting to get tired. I'm going to probably have to switch hands. Woo! Ugh. And 16 is going to be the leader. Okay, welcome back. I was just going over the motorsports calendar for y'all. So, of course, as I said, the Amateur Series race is tomorrow at 2 o'clock Eastern Time. I'll make sure to have it at 2. Which means our pre-race show will be at noon Eastern Time. Then at 4 o'clock Eastern Time will be the 2 showdown races for the Foster Series to determine who will make the All-Star race. Then we'll have the All-Star race at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That will be premiered. That will be from Texas. And then Sunday, while the Cup race is happening at COTA, the Monster Energy Series has their first road course race from Golden State Motorsports Park. Of course, Trucks and Buffalo Wild Wings are currently off this weekend. They will be back at the high-speed track, another plate track, Coca-Cola. And let's hope to God we do not have a Chloe Erickson wreck back in Season 1 of Oreo Cup. Because that was kind of a scary wreck, to be honest with y'all. And Coca-Cola is one of those crazy tracks we love going to. Getting closer to the end of this race, want to remind everyone this copyrighted broadcast is presented by the authority of the Pacific Coast Sports Racing Association, and it may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. Any accounts or description of this broadcast may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Pacific Coast Sports Racing Association. PCSRA want to thank you fans for your support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast. Which I was hoping we would have had a little bit more yellow than green, but, you know, hey, at least we only had 1 yellow, so we'll have to accept what we have and all that. Coming up to about 10 to go in this race, lap 102 of 113. So we're getting to the end of the nitty-gritty as far as that's concerned, but here comes the question that needs to be brought up. Do these drivers have enough fuel? That's something you don't normally hear at Talladega. Fuel mileage could come into play, and that could spice things up even more. Sean's like, I'm angry. Why are you angry, senor? 16 better finish in the top 5. Well, the last thing David Heller needs to see is a caution. That could change the complexion of this race. Mark Underhill, there's Ekstrom, Quentin Moore. Zachary Taylor is probably going to finish no better than 25th. And, of course, like I said, the last thing David Heller needs to see is a caution, because that will bring everybody on the lead lap and could make things interesting. 10 to go, ladies and gentlemen. 10 to go. And don't forget, I will put the official finishing results in the Discord because I'll take a screenshot and post it on Discord. Yep, something Brandon Jones couldn't do. Right now we have 29 drivers in this race. Everybody else out of the race. 29 that are going to finish this race. 13 on the lead lap. And of course, the good news is for all those development drivers, as I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, they will get a reserve ride for the 2025 PCSRA Coca-Cola Truck Series. The reason they're not getting one for next year is I'm already working on next year's races. Speaking of Sandy, there she is, Sandy Wexler. She's ahead of Tatiana Guerra in the 11. Tatiana is about to go a lap down. Fitzwater nearly chopped off Sandy there. Sandy would have not been too happy with Fitzy. And Tatiana Guerra is about to get lapped. And Tatiana is going to give Fitzwater the one-finger salutes. Like, what are you doing there, mate? Oh, Sandy Wexler's a guy. I'm sorry. I keep thinking it's a girl. Sorry about that. Because I keep thinking Sandy is a guy. Or not a guy. A gal, excuse me. But good run for Sandy either way. Wow. Nice fail on my part. See, this is what happens when I've only had like less than 8 hours of sleep, to be honest with you. But Sandy's had a quiet run so far today. And now Brenda Evelyn's going to go underneath the 16. This is, by the way, the battle for the win. Lap traffic is going to play a factor in who's going to win this race. Maybe the colleague teammates can work together and probably get one of them the victory lane. Maybe Tatiana may think about working with her teammate in the 16 to win, because Tatiana's not going to win this race, and neither is the 10. So maybe if the colleague teammates can work together to hatch a plan to pass Brenda Evelyn, which looks like that's what they're trying to do. And of course, Sandy goes a lap down. But still a great run for Sandy either way for him. Even though I keep saying it's a girl, but thanks for somebody to clarifying that in the chat. As we are nearing the end of this race. So what the colleague racing team, and also we got more lap traffic up ahead, so this will play a factor. There's the two colleague teammates. They're working together trying to get around Brenda Evelyn. Brenda Evelyn's gonna have to mirror drive. But that's the 19 and the that's Cunningham and the 19 gonna spoil. Oh, teammate! Oh, Brenda Evelyn's getting held up by her teammate. Oh, no. That will be an interesting conversation over at JGR after this race. Chaz Farmer, part of Zachary Taylor, is holding up Brenda Evelyn, which is Nathan Orman's driver. And the 16 was going to take the lead, but Dylan Cunningham spoiled that plan right out of the gate. But also they got Martindale to deal with. Oh, Chaz Farmer just screwed his teammate. And look at what it did. David Heller took advantage and took the lead as a result. Don't think there's going to be some people too happy with Dylan Cunningham. I'll look at what my... And Dylan Cunningham will go for a visit in the purple trailer after this race. Which is the purple hauler, the Xfinity hauler. Yeah, Dylan Cunningham's definitely not earning himself too many friends after today. I doubt Brenda Evelyn, and of course Brenda Evelyn just gave the one-finger salute to her teammate Chaz Farmer. That's going to be an interesting meeting at JGR, I can tell you that for sure. And now it's going to be a 3-driver battle for this win. Here's the interesting part. You have a driver that's making making his debut, the 16, which is J.R. Smith. You have David Heller, who's returning to the PCSRA after being indefinitely suspended. And you have a Monster Energy Series driver in Brenda Eveling. Oh, looks like 16 made his move. It's time to go, boys and girls. Oh, but the 19 really is trying to... The 19 is not going to be on everybody's nice list. That's Chaz Farmer. He just moved the 16 up the track. And that might have just killed their chance unless they can get back to the bottom. And Chaz Farmer will go for a visit in the trailer after the race with the officials for ignoring the blue flags and interfering possibly the battle for the win. So Zachary Taylor not doing his drivers not doing their hopes any favors with the officials. Of course, Dylan and this is the problem we had in the Buffalo Wild Wings series is with lap traffic. And of course, here's a novel concept. It's on this exact same mod, may I add. Oh boy. Coming to 4 laps to go. Or, I'm sorry, 2 laps to go. I forgot Chaz Farmer's 2 laps down. And looky there, Chilton's going to play a factor in who's going to win this race. And he's going to go block David. He's going to hold up David Heller. That just did the inside line a lot of good. Brenda Eveling says, thank you, Chilton. I'm going to take the lead with 2 to go. Maximilian Chilton trying to help Brenda Eveling win this race. Oh, my word. What on earth is going on? Oh, my word. That's kind of funny. That's a novel concept because remember, Nathan Orman ruffled up Bianchi, and Chilton comes in and saves Brenda Eveling. Cancel lap cars. I need to start doing that one of these days. We're coming to the white flag, boys and girls. Oh, could J.R. Smith have a chance to win this race? White flag, sponsored by Credit One Bank. One more time around Talladega. Wexler's gonna help the 16 get by. And looks like the 16 is gonna get by the 18 possibly as we're down the backstretch for the last time. Now, does Tatiana move out to go push the 16 to the lead? It's gonna be close between these two right here, the 16 and the 18. Can JR clear the 18? He does. Tatiana might have just helped J.R. Smith win this one. Here they come to the trioval. No one's going to make a move. J.R. Smith is going to win the PCSRA's 10th anniversary special at Talladega. Incredible for J.R. Smith. His first win in his first start on the Blue Hedgehog TV. And he's done it. And a technical foul for Nathan Orman. Good job to J.R. Smith. You can thank, he's probably going to thank Tatiana Noguera, because Noguera was the one who had to hatch the plan with the 10, and they helped J.R. Smith go to victory lane. Time of the race, 1 hour, 53 minutes. Oh, Michael Brown out of the race with a gearbox. Tough break for him, as the standings are now official. What a race. And Brenda Eveling just says, good job, JR. Good race. Evelyn will get second. David Heller third. Lauren Ekstrom will get fourth. Quiet run for Lauren Ekstrom. Dylan Matthews will come away with fifth. Then it's Quentin Moore, Frank Underhill, Sean Art, Nathan Orman, and Monica Towns, the top 10. Sandy Wexler finished the last car on the lead lap in 11th. Completing the top 15 was Tatiana Gora in 12th. 13th, Mark Underhill. John Hoggart in 14th. John Hoggart had actually a quiet race, if you ask me, even though he did go off sequence and pit by himself, which didn't do his hopes any good, but still got a good top 15 run. Annie Thomas completed the top 15. Then the rest of your top 20 was Lucian Bianchi, Skylar Taylor, Kyle Langland, Chaz Farmer, and Maximilian Chilton. As you look on down through the remainder of the finishing results, Michael Brown finished out of the race due to a gearbox failure. So that's like the fourth gearbox failure we had. Zachary Fitzwater, Dylan Cunningham, Prudence Martindale finished behind Michael Brown, who retired. And then everybody else, I'm going to make sure I don't derp. If I do, Parav Siri Bastava, who blew a clutch. Jared Underhill, Josh Harmon, Jesse Art, Sam Bright, Matty Crenshaw, Cody Smart, and Todd Montgomery. I bet you that's got to be gut-wrenching for the former Buffalo Wild Wings Series champion to finish dead last in this special event. But regardless, one caution. We went green the rest of the way. That's something you don't normally see at a Talladega race, if you ask me. So, but congratulations to J.R. Smith on the win here today. But tonight, we're going to find out who will be starting on the pole for the All-Star race for the Foster Series, which hopefully you'll join us for that. Hopefully you'll hopefully you'll look forward to the Monster Energy and AutoZone Amateur Series coming your way from California as we go road course racing at Golden State Motorsports Park. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you to everybody for signing up for this special event. Hope you guys enjoyed this race. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the PCSRA crew today. We've shown your full finisher results. We'll see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed the rest of the content that's coming out this weekend. And I just want to say, on behalf of myself, thank you all very much for helping me celebrate 10 years of this channel. The support you all have given is what keeps me going. And I cannot thank every single one of you all for whether it was day one, whether it's your first time on this channel today. I just want to say thank you guys a lot for the support, and we hope you guys are looking forward to the rest of the stuff coming out next year, or the rest of this year, and looking forward to what we will see coming up in the future. So thank you, everybody, for joining me for this special event. I'll see you guys later tonight at Texas Motor Speedway for All-Star qualifying for the Foster Series, tomorrow for the Amateur Series, All-Star race for Fosters at Texas, and the Monster Energy Series race on Sunday from Golden State Motorsports Park. But until then, Ivan Daniel signing off, the Blue Hedgehog signing off, as I want to say thank you for joining us for this special event. We'll see you guys next time as you have been watching another broadcast of PCSRA TV, celebrating 10 years on YouTube and 13 years of existence, the best NR racing since 2017. Goodbye from Talladega Super Speedway. We'll see you later tonight for All-Star Race Weekend at Texas. Till then, so long, everybody.